Okay, let's talk a little bit about polishing stainless steel exhaust. So what I like to do is, after it's welded up, you can see you got a lot of heat affected zone and stuff like that, and you know, doesn't look great. But you put a little elbow grease into it, and the first phase, it starts to look like this. Now this is before polishing. This is just simply, I guess it's technically a light polish, but it's what I'm using here now is this pipe sander or pipe polisher, whatever you want to call it. It's basically a disc grinder with this fancy attachment on it that allows you to wrap around pipe and put some wrap on it to clean it. I like to use the 3M green pads. This is just like a Scotch-Brite pad. It's just on this rotary. And the next phase, when we get ready to polish it up, we'll go into these. But I'll show you that after. But first step is I just use these green belts and clean the heat affected zone, get it kind of sorted out and cleaned up. The light pads, the green ones work really good for that. I think the red ones would be just a little too aggressive for this, although I may try one a little later just to see what it does. So my next step is I'm going to go ahead and polish, at least clean up this pipe. Not necessarily polish it yet, but do the first initial cleaning with the green pad, just like I did this one. I've already done the two front ones there, and I'm just going to work my way through them, and then when everything's done, I'll go back and polish them.
Stidham, I know you play a lot of football. He's what I would call a high-ceiling quarterback. This is a guy who can do a lot. This is his first career start, by the way. We go deep into the archives here. Playing for the Raiders. Nick Bosa coming off the edge. This guy's a good athlete. He was the #1 dual threat QB coming out of high school. And this you can't coach. This is gut. You didn't kill him. You fought him to absolutely blow him up. You keep your eyes downfield, and you throw a 65-yard touchdown pass. He threw 3 in that game, by the way. Fast forward to the preseason this year. Again, he's a veteran. He's played 7 years. He sees the coverage here. Look, I'm getting is, right? And as good as tools as he has, Jarrett Stidham's not a big drop-off from that standpoint. Now, he doesn't have the experience. We're going to find out today what that looks like. But I don't think the game plan is going to change very much at all.
But Alex, you said the word.
Okay, so you can see that makes pretty good quick work of this, these joints. It works pretty nice. I'm very happy with that tool. That's just a cheap VEVOR Chinese version. They make very expensive ones, but for as often as I use this, that's all I need. I like it. So yeah, I've already marked this as a right-hand side pipe because they do look very about similar. So I've marked the left and the rights. Now I'm going to go back and continue on with the last 3 pipes. And then I'll show you the polishing phase. Okay, so here's the final phase that I do. After the Scotch-Brite, they look pretty good, but you know, I just go through and take some, I just use this regular metal polish. There's nothing special about this. There's about any polish you want will work. Just rub that on there, keeping it wet. Then I take my pipe sander and I put on a wool belt. So this will clean it right up. Now you got to be careful with this. It jumps off super easy. That's basically it. And I just rotate it around in my pipe clamp. Let's finish her up. That's pretty good. Then I'll take a dry rag and wipe everything off. You know, it doesn't take it to a mirror finish, but it does pretty good. So certainly good enough for this old rig. I do have a few spots on here where I still have some Sharpie. I'll wipe those off once I get it mounted back up with some brake clean or whatever. Pre-paint prep. Maybe I'll do it right now. And it's gone. There we go. All right, yeah, so now I'm gonna go back and put all this back in place, get it all back on the rig, and move on to the next thing. But yeah, that's basically it. You don't have to go stupid, you know, you don't have to go crazy. This doesn't have to be a picture mirror finish or anything like that, but it's nice to have it, you know, not all the heat affected zones and different colors, and just clean it up a little bit, you know, it just takes a few minutes. So I'm gonna go through, do the rest of the pipes and get this sorted out. Okay, it's all back in there, polished up, ready to go. Kind of went back in a little mean. It was, everything wanted to be forward a little bit, and I'm not really sure why, but once I got it adjusted and put in right, it came right into it. So that's gonna wrap this one up. Next thing I'm gonna do is start dealing with the drive shaft. So we'll bring that in the next video.